Hi, this is Sarai. I'm at this beautiful lake in Utah. It's near St. George, and it just went swimming. The water's really clear and blue and beautiful. So I wanted to tell you about a dream I had recently, and this was about a week after Hurricane Ian in Florida. So before the hurricane in Florida, I was praying a lot for people to evacuate because I knew a lot of people would stay and try to ride out the hurricane and they would lose their lives. And so I kept praying and praying that people would heed the warning to evacuate. So this is another hurricane dream. So in the dream, I was in a room with other Christians, and this room was quite small and it didn't have any windows, and we were getting ready to start a Bible study, but there were a few minutes before the Bible study was going to start. So the Holy Spirit led me to go out of the room. This was a room in a house. So there were other rooms, and so I went out of the room, and it looked like the living room that I went into. And there were two other women in the room. They were not in the Bible study, but they were in the house in what looked like the living room. And then I went to this big window in the living room, and I saw a very violent hurricane going on outside. And so then I knew I had to warn the people, and so I went and warned these two women to get shelter in another room, because there was another room I was going to go into, and it was a very secure room, or we could have gone back into where the Bible study was going on. But these women did not listen. They just completely ignored what I had to say. And they didn't move. They didn't listen. So I tried to warn them, to help them to stay alive, but they were not listening at all. So then I went into the other room. It was a small room, and it was very secure with wood on the walls, and that's where I was going to stay to be protected from the hurricane. So that was the end of the dream, but I believe those other two women were kind of like Christians that were not really true Christians. They were going near or around the other Christians because they were in the house where the other Christians were having the Bible study. But they must have been on the fence, and they weren't heeding any warnings of the end times. And so they were not going to be saved from the hurricane. The room with the Christians having the Bible study, well, they were being safe and secure in there, because that room didn't even have any windows or anything, and it was a small room. It was going to be safe in the hurricane, and the room I was going in was also a safe room. So I just urge the Christians to be praying, and when there's a hurricane coming, I just urge them to heed the warnings and evacuate and take it seriously, because these are the end times and a lot of disasters are happening. So I just wanted to tell you about the hurricane warning dream. So I'm sure there's another one coming, and I have to pray again for the people to heed the warnings and evacuate and be safe so they won't lose their lives. Okay, God bless you. Bye.